How's it going, all you most basic top 10ers? I'm your host for today, Landon Dallasan, but before we get into this very scary video, I just want to remind you guys that I have a vlogging channel, and I actually travel quite often. I'm taking off very soon again. If you guys want to check that out, you guys can click right over here. A little bit of self-promo. Okay, so although traveling by plane is actually pretty safe, we hear a lot of horror stories with bad plane landings or scary things that have happened at an airport. So buckle up, because we are going to be counting down the top 10 most dangerous airports in the world, and I might have the opportunity to actually travel to some of these, and I'm probably going to be quite scared. Starting us off, number 10 with Kai Tak Airport in Hong Kong. This dangerous airport was shut down 20 years ago because it was extremely unsafe. So many pilots botched the landing when they would crash into the water because the conditions were very poor. Airplanes used to have to maneuver between high-rise buildings to get to the airport. Take a look at this picture right here. It looks like this airplane is about to skim the top of the TV aerial. Pilots who made landings here had to undergo special training. You're not just an ordinary pilot. Fasten your seatbelts, because in at number 9 we have Barra Airport in Scotland. This is the only airport in the world that uses a sandy beach as a runway, which means when there is a high tide, the airport runway is technically underwater. There are 3 runways on this beach, and they are marked with wooden poles. Yeah, they use some very sophisticated technology there, but only one runway can be used at any given time. Narsarsuaq Airport in Greenland crashes into number 8. The runway at this airport is usually covered in slick ice, which makes it the most difficult in the world for any pilot. The weather in this part of Greenland is consistently stormy, which creates a lot of turbulence and low visibility. Oh, and there's a lot of nearby volcanoes that commonly erupts and sends ashes into the clouds, which can stall and destroy plane engines. Pretty scary stuff. Taking off right next to a volcano that's erupting. Now at number 7 is McMurdo Air Station in Antarctica. The runways are long, but they are made of ice, and the weather is obviously not ideal. Pilots have a very tough time seeing, because when the snow blows, it creates a whiteout effect. Everyone who boards the plane has to be dressed to survive the cold and prepare to use survival equipment. Yeah, I think I won't be making any trips to the Antarctica anytime soon. Courchevel International Airport in France flies in to number 6. This airport is so high up in the mountains, and it has an incredibly short runway that ends at the edge of a cliff. So if you don't take off, you are going to crash. So say your prayers when you are flying out of this airport, because if your pilot messes up, misjudges the runway, you might find yourself going off the cliff. Here's a clip of an airplane taking off from this scary airport. Holy shit, I would be taking a train or something else. You will never see me departing or landing in this airport ever. Next up, number 5 is Paro Airport in Bhutan. There are only 25 pilots in the world who are qualified to land at this airport, and that's because their airport is 7,300 feet above sea level, and it is surrounded by peaks that are 18,000 feet high. The terrain is terrible, and the weather here is extreme, so flights are only allowed to land here under strict meteorological conditions, and they can only land in the daytime. Number 4 brings us to Tenzing Hillary Airport. This airport is located in Nepal, and it is considered to be one of the scariest airports in the world. There's no control tower, and there's no radar. This airport only has a steep, short runway that leads to a 9,200 foot cliff. People crazy enough to fly into this airport are usually people who are climbing Mount Everest, so they're just crazy from the start. They have a choice of flying into the airport or hiking 5 days to get to this base camp. Here's a very terrifying clip of this airport that I was able to find for you guys. Why? Gustav III Airport makes its way into number 3. This airport is located on the island of St. Barts, and it is considered to be the 3rd most dangerous airport in the world. The runway is at the foot of a deadly slope, and it ends right on the beach. So there are planes that are taking off and are flying directly overhead of people at this beach. Incoming flights have a very steep descent because of the hilltop, and pilots have to do some pretty tricky maneuvering when they land. Number 2 takes us over to the most dangerous airport airport in Europe. The runway for the Gibraltar airport cuts right through the city, and the busiest street intersects the runway. That means that cars traveling along with the road must stop for planes several times a day. Could you imagine that? You're not at a red light, you're not at a stop sign, you're just waiting for a plane to go by. I've heard of railway crossings, but never a plane crossing. Well, I guess the benefit of flying into this airport is you don't have to rent a car. You could just walk outside of the airport and boom, you're already in the city center. Like in the middle of it already. Finally, number 1, we have Damascus International Airport in Syria. Despite the terrible terrain and weather in this part of Syria, the main reason that this airport is so dangerous is because of the war zone. The airport is located in a rebel and ISIS territory. Since 2011, unrest within the country has continued to intensify and thousands of people have been injured or killed. Anyone out in the open is at risk of being killed. So it is best to avoid all travel into Syria. Well, there you guys have it. That was a very scary list. Try to avoid all these airports if you guys want to stay alive. Like seriously. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video.